We recruit a lot of people. Most of them want to do the business, but few want to become a student of the business. Let me make it clear. You have to learn the business first before you can do the business. For some reason, people want to do the business the way they business their way when they join. They decide when they show up what they want to know, when they get the license, when they go to the field, and on and on. It reminds me of an old story about a young man who wants to learn Kung Fu from a famous master. He went to the temple in the mountain where the master lived, went through the challenging qualification process, and finally was accepted. He felt great and vowed he would become a good student and one of the best Kung Fu warriors. But he soon fell into disappointment. Instead of teaching him martial arts, the master gave the young man the task of carrying water to fill the cistern for the whole temple. Every day, from early in the morning until late in the evening, he came down to the well at the bottom of the mountain and carried up many tanks of water several rounds a day. He thought the job was temporary, then the master would let him learn. Almost a year passed. The master didn't say anything, so the student became frustrated. One day, he mustered the courage. "Master, I was accepted to learn Kung Fu, but for a long time now, you didn't teach me anything. Instead, the only thing you tell me is to do is fetch water. When will you begin to teach me?" The master smiled and said, "I'm teaching you." The young man was puzzled. He didn't see it. "I don't understand it." The master replied, "Look at your legs, your arms, your hands, and your strength. Every day you go up and down carrying these water tanks. Your legs are now so strong. Not only that, as you walk up the mountain with all the weight, you're learning balance. You have to focus every step of the way. You learn endurance and patience. When you pull water from the well, look at the strong hands and the powerful arms you develop. Aren't strong legs, arms, hands, balance, and discipline and focus the basis of a strong training program? Without this fundamental inner strength, what good is it for me to teach you fighting techniques? If you learn to kick and punch without strength and balance, it's simply useless." The young man woke up, bowed down to the master, and happily went back to his task. Later on, the master began teaching him Kung Fu. The student became one of the best students and the best warrior to ever come down from the mountain. Unteachable student. I have met a lot of intelligent, highly educated people in my life. These people tend to think they know a lot. Some think they know it all. Few even look down on people who don't have a degree, who graduate from a lesser known college. Many of these educated people have a learning problem. They are trained to analyze, research, and look for problems. They're quite good at it. They can identify the downside of any issue quickly. They ask a lot of questions, make sure to know all the facts before they do anything. I must have heard hundreds of times these people telling me, "I need to know everything. I don't want to lose face with people I know. Once I know everything, I will show you how good I will do." On one day, I do want to teach them everything. On the on one hand, I do want to teach them everything. On the other hand, most of the things I can teach them are out in the field. Problem is, these people just want me to teach them in the classroom or one-on-one basis. Thus, I am faced with the dilemma. If I don't teach them, they would think I have something to hide. They'll become more doubtful. If I take the time to sit down and teach them, how long will that take? Furthermore, these technical details won't matter much compared to the real-life experiences they would learn during field training. A few days out in the field would help them learn a lot more than months in classes. They're like archers who want to learn to shoot, but instead of studying in the classroom before going out in practice. For most people, the last time they learned something was a long time ago. By the time I joined the business, I was 36 years old. I thought I knew it all. After all, I was the only one in my family who went to college. I attended all the classes, passed the tests, learned a bachelor's degree. I held a few top positions in my line of work. I read a lot and stayed well informed about the issues of the day. Then I joined this business. All of a sudden, my whole world began to collapse. Such a supposedly knowledgeable person like me realized I had trouble explaining what I do or why I do this business. I mumbled, I fumbled, I sweated, and that was just a few pages of the presentation. My hand was shaking, my heart racing, my head spinning. I looked into the mirror and began to see the naked truth. I didn't learn as much as I thought. I didn't grow and become as successful as I believed. I realized I had been educated but did not educate myself. I was fed books, classes, and knowledge at school but failed to learn much on my own. We need to learn how to win, how to be successful, how to become somebody. Education cannot be continued solely in the classroom. The acquisition of knowledge should come from experience, trial and error. Knowledge, knowing it and doing it are two different things. We are keen to make sure children go to school but are almost indifferent about learning of adults. We may grow old but not grow up. People need to learn what to do with what they learn and direct it and achieve what they want. The graveyard is full of people who are highly educated but poorly achieved. When attending my weekly meetings, people want to learn about the products, the financial information. A good number of them don't like the motivation, the success stories, the recognition, and sharing by the team members about their missions and their dreams. They call it rah-rah. Some boldly tell us they don't need the motivation. Just show them how to make money is all they want. But we are teaching them exactly that, how to make money. Facts and figures don't make money. This mission to help people that drives us to go out in the field, it's the motivation to change people's lives that helps us overcome our fear of rejection. It's the dream to deliver our loved ones that gives us strength and endurance to teach beyond our ability and do whatever is necessary to achieve our goals. Like a scientist, we learn from different experiments, from your colleagues. You must open up to every teammate to learn why and how they make it, through their success as well, through their failures. You learn from this man how he overcomes rejection. You learn from this woman how she manages her busy schedule. We don't want our children to be late at school or skip class, but we fail ourselves big time on this commitment. Sometimes we show up, sometimes we don't. We don't let the team know if we don't show up. We rarely go out in the field, but we often complain that we don't learn much. The willingness to learn is more important than the learning itself. Learn to trust and follow. Few champions in the world ever reach the top without good coaching. You must trust the trainer that she knows the way to follow her direction. You must trust the system as it's been working and proven with this indisputable results. You must trust the company, the platform of support that they know they are doing. If you don't have trust in your leader and the company, I wonder sometimes why you joined in the first place. So please unload these doubts, and fears. Please toss away the pride and ego and be part of the team. Follow the leader, follow the system, and start absorbing. Most trainers, leaders, and teammates already have enough on their own challenges. Please don't become an added burden to them. Have you ever regretted all the trouble you gave your teacher and your parents when you were young? We are old enough now not to repeat the same mistakes twice. Be proud to be a good student of business.